This one actually looking to be one of those very turbo variants. You know, nothing like the Kyogre in there as well. Just trying to accelerate through very quickly. So I think with both decks trying to accelerate, this game could be a bit of a quick one.
Yeah, well, Jesse's fun fact is he likes fast decks. So you only have to expect it from him and both of these competitors today. Now, Jesse's problem is he just starts out too well these past couple tournaments that we haven't been able to feature him until very late in the tournament. I'm actually kind of glad we're getting to see him this round 13, a potential winning in for top 8 for him because he's at 33 points, sitting atop everyone else here in this tournament.
And that's what happens when you get a really good day one going. Jesse Parker, as you can confirm, he likes fast decks. So, you know, he's playing the Miraidon, and is going to be trying to get energy going all over the board nice and quickly and taking these knockouts. Of course, Jack's list can do something very similar. Played up against Grant Manley in round 11, Grant Shen in round 12. That is a pretty tough run to be going on through the early part of your morning here.
Granted, yeah.
I gave that one to you for way too easy, but I'm glad you took it. I'm glad you seized it. Yeah, and like this deck, I mean, we saw it yesterday. This turbo lost box. You know, the goal is just as fast as possible. Get to 7, get to 10, get going with the Sableye, get going with your Mirage Gates as well. You know, you can try and take out one of these bigger EXs as well with something like the Dragonite. All you got to do is hit 7 in the lost zone, and we've seen people do it on their first turn. If they go second, you've got the Colrus, you've got a couple Comphase, that takes you up to 4, you know, and then if you can get your Lost Vacuums going as well, you may be able to really find some value there. So plenty of options to try and get it done.
Looking at the prize cards here, nothing too bad for both these players. I guess the one Mareep, usually that gets targeted down from something like that Radiant Greninja super early, so having the second one available is always needed. Might be a little bit of a detriment for Jesse there in the prize cards. Meanwhile, for Jack, not really too much. That Pokestop in there is one way you can actually extend a lot of your turns. That is playing 2 in the list, so...
Yeah, the Turbo Lost Box lists have always been an interesting one, right? There's kind of 2 spots for the stadium. A lot of people started out with a beach court to help out with that retreating and such, but honestly, you know, when you think about it, you do want to spin the stop. You need to hit those pieces and really try and cause problems that way. So it's going to be Jesse going first. Starts with a Raikou V, just attaching energy. Not seeing much of excitement in the hand, though, especially going first. So it looks like it might just have to be... Oh, there was the Fleet-Footed already.
Yeah, Fleet-Footed drew a Lightning.
The third one in the hand. Pops down the path to the peak. He does have the Professor's Research. Obviously can't use it this turn, so immediately over to Jack. Basically being invited to go for, you know... Could you go for the Dragonite? It's a big ask, but at least you started with a Comfey.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible. We have seen the likes of Turbo Lost Zone box be able to pull that off, get that Mirage Gate, that 7 cards in the Lost Zone turn 1. It's going to take a lot. He needs a Colress Experiment in hand.
Well, he's got a Forest Seal Stone. He's got a Nest Ball. He's got a Flower Select as well, so can start seeing some cards. Switch Cart. It does have a Water Energy, so that could help. You know, there's definitely some pieces there, but getting to the Colress is going to be huge, right? I think the Colress is the most important piece. That is a I think, yeah, the Psychic Energy goes here. You need to switch cart. The big miss here, though, is no Battle VIP pass. And you really need that to try and accelerate, you know, get a couple free Comphase out, you know, potentially the Radiant Greninja as well. Does know it's not in the prizes, but only getting to pick 1 here off the Nest Ball could be a real slowdown. I think, honestly, you might have to look for a V so that then you can get the Forest Seal Stone going. There's the Dragonite. You know, and then you've just got to hit the absolute, you know, perfect set of cards off your Colress.
Maybe a couple Battle VIP pass, some switching effects for more Comfey, but there is that Forest Seal Stone, that Star Alchemy grabbing that Colress's Experiment. That's step 1.
Yep. Well, we're at 1 in the Lost Zone, so we're you know, slower than he might like, but definitely on the right path. It's going to be going up to 3 after this Colress, but let's see. I think he has to just play it immediately. I don't think there's anything else he can do.
Battle VIP pass off this Colress would be spectacular.
Yep, 3, 4, 5. Let's have a look. Oh, there it is.
First card.
Yeah. So
had it all the time.
Yeah. Just needs to be mindful of what he's taking, right? If he's going to be accelerating, he's already used a Forest Seal Stone, so that can go away, right? Doesn't need that anymore. You know, the other choice is sort of the sticky one. You've got to take the VIP pass. I think taking the Escape Rope doesn't hurt either. Yeah, Super Rod, you're not trying to play this game for too long, so you can get rid of the Super Rod.
And with this Battle VIP pass, usually you'd get something like a Comfey and a Radiant Greninja, but that Path to the Peak in play is going to shut down Radiant Greninja for the time being.
Yep. Oh, he's just growing Cramorant, so I think knowing that he can get to 4 and just being able to hit the Raikou forces Jesse to find another Pokemon next turn. Obviously, he's got the Professor's Research that we know about, but you know, if you're not going to be able to hit 7, and he can't finish it off, right? Doesn't have the Vacuum. You know, probably needed to see a Vacuum there. Would be really important. Let's see, though. You know, what does he get? Oh, it's just another Nest Ball and the Sableye. So 7 is kind of out of reach now.
Nest Ball can okay, there's a switch cart. Okay, yeah,
he's got
a
switch
little
carts and
too
escape
short.
rope.
Use the escape rope already. Oh, it has another one. Okay,
yeah,
so Nest Ball can grab a third Comfey if Comfey finds Lost Vacuum, but again, you're needing Mirage Gate as well, and I don't think that's in the hand.
Yeah, no, he's looking at the Radiant Greninja here, maybe setting that up for a little bit later, accepting that it's not going to happen this turn, and probably just going to have to swing with a Cramorant.
Which is still fine. Jesse did not do much of anything on the previous turn. You kind of have to expect there's going to be a supporter coming from his hand.
Yep, well, there's the energy attached to the Comfey. He's going to switch card it.
And again, doing this so you can set up a free pivot for next turn, knowing almost for surely this Cramorant's going to get knocked out by this Raikou.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've given him plenty of damage on the bench there. You know, not able to withstand that one. But Jesse just needs to make sure he hits another Pokemon or a way to search one out. Professor's Research gives him a good opportunity to do that as he gets to just discard that hand. Does, of course, give up a good amount. Yeah, I'm seeing Pokemon already, so not going to get caught short in this one.
Nest Ball to go along with Electric Generator, so could see some energy coming down on this bench.
Yeah, we'll see what he's able to do. And my one concern, just going back to Jack for a moment while Jesse ruminates on, you know, what order and what Pokemon he wants to get, there's a lot of late game resources going away. The Sableye, the Super Rod, one of the Psychic Energies as well, you know, was really reaching for it there, throwing away those late game resources, and they're not going to be available. So it's going to be a little lean on something like the Sableye, and, you know, may have to rely on Dragonites or Raikous of his own to be able to do that.
The one, I guess, good news is about this matchup, Sableye is not as good as some of your Pokemon V or even just Radiant Greninja. You're able to take a prize off of Flaffy and then put 90 damage on something like a Raikou so you can clean it up with a Spit innocently later on.
Yep.
There is 4 Super Rod in the list as well, so losing the 1 isn't too bad, and these lists have kind of adapted to that, especially playing the Pokestop. You're going to mill a lot of cards that you kind of need to put back.
Yep. No, that makes sense. If you go stop, you do need a little bit more wiggle room. But a Miraidon EX making it down onto the field, you know, able to get that energy acceleration going if he wants. Photon Blaster is going to be more than enough. Setting up another Raikou V as well. There's the Electric Generator, so it's all about getting it down and being able to cause some problems, but it's not going to be useful this time, whiffing on that one.
That is not what you want to see with this Miraidon deck. Electric Generator is probably the best and the worst card in your deck for a lot of these games.
Electric Generator giveth and Electric Generator taketh away, says the old saying from about 3 months ago. But, you know, you're able to keep going. Of course, you're going to get the first prize of the game here just with the manual attachments onto the Raikou, so plenty to do. Yep, there's the knockout, and get a prize. Maybe something a little more useful in this one.
Now, Jack, having that Psychic Energy on the Comfey brings it to the active spot, so going to start out things pretty well here, already having that free pivot. Finds the Lost Vacuum, but it's a Water Energy to go along with it, and drew a Mirage Gate for the turn. Yeah,
he's got the Lost Vacuum, could kind of accelerate here. Probably overkill as well to, you know, use the Dragonite onto this Raikou V. But if he has the Escape Rope, he can bring up one of these other Vs and use the power of that. He does have a Water Energy in hand as well. Maybe trying to be mindful of it too, right? You need the Vacuum to get rid of Path to the Peak if you want to start causing problems. So yeah, the Water Energy hits the Lost Zone. There's the Lost Vacuum. He's getting rid of the Manaphy. So up to 6, getting dangerously close here. But yeah, it does have the switching options. You know, particularly with the Escape Rope, just has to be mindful. If he, you know, if he does 2, then he's getting rid of the
So you get rid of the Forest Seal Stone to put you up to 7, because if you got rid of the Path to the Peak, you're still at 6. This way you can use the Mirage Gate right away. And Mirage Gate with the Radiant Greninja, Moonlight Shuriken's going to be able to take the knockout on the Raikou V. But we're going charging up that Dragonite V instead.
He's got the other Water Energy in the hand, so all he needs to do now, he can save that Psychic Energy that he put on the Comfey too, escape rope one of these other, Pokemon up, the V or the EX that he's got waiting on the bench, and then he's leaving that Raikou V with the damage ready to get picked up by the Radiant Greninja a little bit later. So it looks like he's just going through this deck. Obviously, the Radiant Greninja isn't a big deal here. Does, of course, Clara as well. So being able to grab that Cramorant and can start causing problems that way. He is just going to Cramorant this time.
Cramorant does take the knockout on the Raikou V. You have that Dragonite set up on the bench right there. So pretty good turn from Jack. Able to take the knockout and apply a lot of pressure for the next following turns.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting himself in a solid spot, right? Like, whatever Jesse throws up here, he's already got the Dragonite ready to go. Yeah, he may take the Cramorant out again, but okay, well, I'm just going to swing back for 2 prizes. And this is where the deck is really, really moving. So just relying on this Dragonite probably needs to find maybe a little bit more. Ooh, that's looking real juicy for a Radiant Greninja as well. If you could find another Mirage Gate, potentially options to switch around too, could be very, very interesting here.
It always feels awkward having to Ultra Ball for your for your Mareep when you have Miraidon EX and its tandem unit. But the Path to the Peak is still in play, shutting off all of those rule box abilities.
Yep, and Jack, I mean, I like him getting rid of the Forest Seal Stone, yes, to hit 7, but also to deny Jesse the tandem unit. So he's still kind of struggling a little bit here. Of course, no concealed cards, but I think Jack's fine with that trade, right? He didn't have a spare energy anyway. There's the switch card into the Mareep. Oh, this could be really interesting with the escape rope potential as well. Jesse throwing up that 1 prizer. But it could just be a real quick swap. Ooh, not going to have the escape rope guaranteed as the Iono hits from Jesse.
It's going to allow Jesse to draw 5, Jack to draw 4. And Jesse needing electric generators to really get playing in this game. Does not find any off those 5 cards, though.
No electric generators. Does have a Nest Ball, does have the Zapdos in hand. Could be trying to slow the game down by kind of offering the 1 prizes too, if he's getting escape roped. So making sure he's got those available. That would slow Jack down significantly, but also they're pretty weak and can just get picked off by Radiant. Like Mareep can get picked off by Radiant Greninja, and then you're putting damage down that is really hard to shake and could get caught by something like the Spit Innocently, or it certainly starts to add up.
And we see the Flying Pikachu V. This card has been included in Miraidon for a while now, just for that free retreat. It also has 190 HP, so it's a little bit harder for some decks like Lost Zone to be able to take a knockout in 1 hit, compared to something that we've seen like Zeraora.
Yeah, there's the manual attach return. He just leaves the Mareep in the active. Let's see what he got. He's got a Lost Vacuum. He's got a Boss's Orders, a Pokestop, Nest Ball. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the easy way to get this Cramorant out. Would sort of be struggling on that one a little bit, but could just spin the stop.
Oh, yeah.
And just hit a switch card or something of that nature. So I'm pretty sure this Dragonite, with the Boss's Orders too, is just guaranteed a knockout of its choosing. Just needs to make sure that he gets to the right spot. So let's see how he decides to go about this one.
Can actually be pretty oppressive too, being able to Boss's Orders that Raikou V with the energy on it already. Basically negating Jesse's entire turn previously.
Yep.
And not having access to a Flaffy, at least right now, is very bad. Looking at Jesse's hand, it's a Boss's Orders and a Miraidon EX. That's not attacking for a while.
Yeah, if he loses that manual energy attachment too, he's certainly going to be struggling. So does get rid of the Path to the Peak. That may help things out.
Oh,
he is spinning the stop.
Card.
Oh my goodness.
Draw 3, Pokemon Go. Switch card able to get the Cramorant out of the active spot, bring up that Dragonite V. Boss's Orders is going to bring up that Raikou most likely.
Yeah.
With that, an easy knockout. Even getting rid of the Pokestop so Jesse cannot use it to draw out of this hand.
That's mean. He's not going to give him the option to find the generators. He's got the Boss's Orders lingering. He's going to go after the one with the energy. Makes a lot of sense. And he's just going to take the knockout there. So another 2 prizes for Jack. He is very far ahead right now.
If I was Jesse, honestly, I would most likely just consider going the next game, especially depending on the draw. With the draw being a Path to the Peak, there's not much that's going to be happening.
Yeah, he can tandem unit though, get some energy going, which is certainly going to help out. But the 2, where's the 2 going to get him? He doesn't have the 3rd one for a number of his attacks, right? Maybe relying on the Flying Pikachu V to try and slow the game down, but this is certainly an interesting one.
There's not even energy to try and attack with the Flying Pikachu V to paralyze the Dragonite V. It is just all bad news for Jesse.
Doesn't have a generator, does he? Yeah.
No. Pat to the Peak, Boss's Orders, Miraidon EX. That is a hand for sure.
All right, what's he going to do? He's going to Boss's Orders the Radiant Greninja.
Pat to the Peak, hope that it stops Jack from actually being able to do something. Brings up that Zapdos to the active, just so you don't lose on the spot.
All right, what's he got in the hand? Yeah, he's got the stop as
Another
well.
Pokestop. It was from the prize cards. Do we see another switching effect? Mirage Gate, Escape Rope. Yeah, this is going to be it. Echoing Horn as well.
All right, I mean, Jesse could buy a turn, right, and just feed him a 1 prizer, but the Radiant Greninja, he doesn't have the energy. That's the only problem. But, the Dragonite could just cause problems here. He is able to get that out and just start attacking. Could also just swing with the Cram, right? Depending on what Jesse puts up.
Yeah.
He could just swing with the Cram around and save the Dragonite for the final turn. So is he going to Lost Vacuum himself again?
And that's the benefit of Escape Rope is your opponent promotes their Pokemon first, then you promote. So you're able to just kind of react to what your opponent's going to do. With that Escape Rope, Cramorant comes to the active spot. You're going to be able to take a prize on that Mareep there. And Jesse is just hoping and praying. But again, this Pokestop is going to the Lost Zone. No electric generators for you, Jesse.
Yeah, no electric generators. There's the knockout. And unless he can knock out this Dragonite the next turn, Jesse needs to be going to game 2.
How about another Boss's Orders?
Oh, that's going to help him. All right, he's tandem uning. He's getting some Pokemon. But look at all the energy in the deck. He's not able to get that out.
There's not even any lightning Pokemon to grab.
Yeah, he's out. I don't know what the tandem unit, the 2 extra Pokemon, not really helping him. It just doesn't have a way. We've only seen, 3 energy from him all game, and they're all manual attachments?
Yeah. This is the part of Miraidon where people say, oh no, I don't want to play Miraidon.
Yeah. Okay, Boss's Orders, Radiant Greninja. Okay.
You surely can't have another Pokestop.
Doesn't have a stop, but let's see what he's got in there.
Colress's Experiment.
Gets to dig, or he could just Mirage Gate too, right? Just shove a bunch of energy back in, just Mirage Gate 1 and retreat.
And with that energy, you can retreat, attack with the Dragonite, take the knockout on the Zapdos. Jesse's sitting pretty here, but knows there's plenty of time left. 35 minutes, just a little under, to go for the rest of this match. Jack up